Porsche, one of the biggest names in motorsports. We're back with the latest in our test drive videos, this time taking the new content from Project Cars 2's appropriately named Porsche Legends Car Pack. We start things off not just in the deep end, but the Challenger deep. Yes, we kick things off with a Can-Am killer, the 91710. This open-top monster boasts 1100 horsepower and 17-inch wide rear tires. Combined, the rubber makes up half the car's width, and yet it's still not enough to tame that engine. It's a thrilling drive, balancing between understeer from all that rear grip and oversteer when the turbos spool up. If you can master it, it promises a truly incredible experience. But I know where my talent runs out. From one 917 to another, in full Gulf livery, the Shorttail is easily one of the most iconic race cars out there, period. Naturally, I took it to Le Mans. That flat 12 engine sounds great, and despite its age, the 917K actually is quite easy to drive. Be warned though, it's not a fan of trail braking. The 908-03 Spider is my kind of car. Incredibly lightweight, with a tiny, high-revving atmospheric 8-cylinder, it's a peach around Laguna Seca. Porsche campaigned the car at the same time as the 917K, entering it at slower, twistier tracks. It makes sense. The 908 turns in with a level of enthusiasm that makes an Elise feel dim-witted. It's not so much steering response as steering thought. You'll lose track of time hot-lapping this one. For all the jokes about every Porsche looking the same, it's funny how few 911s there are in this pack. The RSR 2.8 is a fantastic vintage model, distilling all that makes the 911 great for road racing into one tidy package. It's plenty powerful at 300 horsepower, and utilizing that weight balance to your advantage is the key to posting fast laps. If ever there was a car that encouraged slow in, fast out, this is it. Thanks to its age, you can dance the RSR on the edge of grip and always get an idea of how much room you have left to play with. It seemed only fair to go from one RSR to another. The new mid-engined race car feels immediately at home on Silverstone. Because of that new engine placement, it drives very much like the other midship cars in the game. That is to say, it's very stable through corners, with serious downforce keeping it glued to the surface, even in less than ideal weather. It's missing some of that insane scream the real-world car gained in the second half of its debut season, though. Due to their similar natures, not only to each other, but also the other 935s already in the game, I only tested one here, the 78 model. If you've driven the existing models, you have a rough idea of what to expect. The key word there is rough. These 800 horsepower missiles require serious concentration. They're not quite 91710 levels of terrifying, but when those turbos spool up, you better make sure there's no steering lock applied. For North Americans, the 959 was forbidden fruit for years. The S version here is even rarer. It hits 515 horsepower and well over 200 miles per hour at the top end, though it doesn't get close to that around the Leipzig test course. It's a strange one. It feels up on its toes and quite light heading into corners, with a distinctly rear-drive feel. It's almost like a proto-GTR. Four-wheel drive cars aren't supposed to feel this alert. The only time you really notice power going up front is coming out of slow-speed corners. It's a really easy car to drive. I can't wait to compare it to a road-going F40. Where else were we going to take a mid-engine hypercar? The Carrera GT may not be as fast as its younger 918 brother around Algarve, but it's the more enjoyable drive. It feels light and simple, like a good pasta dish. You have to be more careful when applying power since it isn't four-wheel drive, but that's a good thing. With it naturally aspirated, it's easy to measure power with your right foot, and the GT adopts a neutral stance through the faster sweepers here. That's all for now. Make sure to check out gtplanet.net for all the latest Project Cars 2 and sim racing news.